اللهم اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Welcome everyone and thank you for joining us today. Before we start, can we mute ourselves so you can hear me? Jazakumullahu khairan. We are really excited to hear from our experts and our teachers in Islamic schools, Ustadh Wisal and Ustadh Adel. Ustadh Wisal Abdullah will be presenting on how to build a strong bond with the Quran, and Ustadh Adel will be presenting an integrated approach to teaching Arabic, Quran, Islamic studies using story-based methods. My name is Ziad Abdullah. I am the treasurer of the Council of Islamic Schools, CISNA, and I am the principal of the Huda Academy in Little Rock, Arkansas. CISNA, with your help and support, trying to improve the quality of education in our Islamic schools. We encourage all of you to go back to your administration and your board to tell them about CISNA so they can join us as members, or they can do also to be an accredited school through CISNA. You can also go to our website for more information. It's cisnausa.org. We want also to encourage you and your colleague to join us in the WhatsApp group for more discussion in different topics, inshallah. I don't want to take a long time. I just want to introduce what is the topics and who is presenting. So Sister Wisal will discuss how to build a strong bond with the Quran. Sister Wisal believes in the importance of moving our teaching of the Holy Quran from just proper tajweed practice and memorizing to deep thinking and pondering. Sister Wisal will share some of her resources and how she uses them in class. We have also Ustadh Adel will be presenting an integrated approach for teaching Arabic, Quran, and Islamic studies using story-based methods. The stories are from the famous book, Qasas al-Nabiyyin series, written by Imam or Sheikh Maulana Abdul Hassan, Al-Hassan Ali al-Nadawi, radiyallahu anhu, may Allah bless him. He will use one scene from the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam, and he will explain his approach that was interesting to his students. Sister Wisal, I will just talk about Sister Wisal. She joined Noor Islamic School of Louisville in 2015. Miss Abdullah is originally from Palestine and studied English at the Islamic Society College in Jordan. She has completed an advanced course of Tajweed and has been teaching Tajweed lessons to adults and children since 1999. Ms. Abdullah has taught Quran and Islamic studies from KG to 8th grade, and for the last 3 years, she has been teaching Arabic for the high-level students in elementary and middle school. She has organized school-wide competitions on Quran, Hadith, and names of Allah. Outside the school, she organizes activities such as summer camp, i'tikaf for girls, and celebration for the new Muslims. Ustadh Adel Abdul Razak is a teacher of Arabic and Quran at Institute of Knowledge in Diamond Bar, California. His teaching experience in America has been from KG level to 8th grade since 2014. Hailing from Egypt, his previous experience was teaching Arabic and Quran online for 8 years to non-native Arabic speaking students around the world, ranging from age as 4 years to 83 years old, mashallah. Just few things before we start. If you have any question, please put your question in the chat. We have around 25 to 30 minutes for Sister Wisal first, and then we will give 30 minutes also to Brother Adel, and our last 30 minutes will be discussion. So please post your question or anything that you want to ask, and we will inshallah start. So please welcome with me Sister Wisal Abdullah.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Welcome sisters and brothers. Jazakallahu khaira for attending this humble presentation. Jazakallahu khair. Inshallah, we all will get benefit from each other. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Allahumma amin. Before I start with my presentation, and before I know that it will not be enough time to express these 3 golden advices from my heart, I want to start with congratulations. You are a teacher. You are a change maker, a doctor for the soul and the faith for your students, for a reason from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He put you in the lap of your students. So please do your best. Second advice, look for your great sign of your great work. You will not find it if your student just memorize the whole book of Quran or know how to read it probably. No, this is not the sign. The real sign that your students, that he has the faith enough to win the battles against losing his faith, missing his prayers, committing adultery or suicide or neglecting his parents. This is the great sign of the great work. You have a long Quran job. Your job will never finish that if your student moved to another school or graduated or you left the school. No, your job will be done for taking care of your students until you put your footsteps on Jannah. And you need to call them by names to make sure that all your students in Jannah. If one of them is missed, you need to go and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to let him back to Jannah. This is not my word. This is the word of Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah when he said to his own students, would you please, when you go to the Jannah, check for everyone and check for me. If you didn't find me, I may be there. Please ask Allah to take me out from hellfire and put me in Jannah. So we as teachers, our mission is a big and a holy one. Prayer and welcome. All praise are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for everything we do in this life, and peace and blessing from the soul of the Prophet Muhammad. I am now in this spot, not because I'm better. No, I believe that my knowledge is a drop in your knowledge, in the ocean of your knowledge. But I will just act like Ibn Abbas, radallahu anhuma ajma'in, wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad. He said, when I get the meaning of knowing one verse from the Quran, I wish the whole people to know about it. The objective of our presentation for today, inshallah, today we'll go through the reasons why the Quran is sent down to mankind. Second, the importance of moving our teaching from memorizing the whole book of Quran and proper tajweed that most of the centers in America that are taken care of. Why the students there, he doesn't know and a single word, what does it mean, which is a big mistake. This is why the Muslims students who graduated from Quran centers or from Muslim schools, when they go to the outside world, they don't behave differently with the other ones, with the non-Muslims. So because they miss the fruit of the Quran, which is wondering and reflecting. How we apply the sense of the students in learning the whole book of Quran with examples of teaching ideas, examples for the students' work, and inshallah with some resources. Why I remember that I shared some, so I didn't concentrate a lot in this point because I already shared some in the group of WhatsApp and in Gmail. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The reason why the Quran is sent down to mankind. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. كتاب أنزلناه إليك مبارك ليدبروا آياته وليتذكر أولو الألباب. A blessed book which we have revealed to you, that they might reflect upon its verses, and that those of understanding would be reminded. Will, and there is also surah of Surah Muhammad, will they not then ponder the Quran, or are there locks upon their hearts? Okay, the importance of moving our teaching of the whole book of Quran to deep thinking and the pondering, so we have applied the reflections. Because Quran is a guidance. It is not just a book of reward and have good hasanat. It's not just a book that when I memorize, I put the crown over the head of my parents. This is great, but this is not the main goal. Quran sent down to earth, to mankind, to hold it to a happy life here and hereafter. And there's a lot of beautiful saying from Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah, and inshallah my slides will be shared with everyone, and you will have inshallah enough time to read it. Nothing is more beneficial to the heart than reading the whole book of Quran. Because reading book of Quran with open mind and heart inspire love, longing, fear, and hope about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If the people, they comes to reflection, they can spend the whole night in one verse, and no wonder, because the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he did it. He spent the whole night in one verse, which was, if you torture them, they are your servants, and if you forgive them, then you are the mighty, wise. And there is a woman that she heard someone that he was reciting Surah Hud, and she said, Rahimakullah. She has started with Surah Hud about 6 months ago, and she didn't finish. Why? It is like the companion. They get 10 verses in a time. They understand it, reflect it, and they go move to others. How can we help our students to ponder the Quran? There is a beautiful things, and I believe all the teachers, all around me now with the teachers, they have great ideas, and I hope inshallah one day that you have a time to, and the opportunity to share it, inshallah, with us, so we learn from each other. Ibn al-Qayyim al-Jawziyah said, the windows of the heart are the eyes and the ears and the taste. So we use these. SubhanAllah, there is a beautiful story that my students loves it and they get benefit from, and that was working with the sight and hearing and imagination. It was for a man, his name is Aaron Ruston, and he was 45 years old, and he was a hiker, and he was best known that he has a very strong will, that he managed himself in the very desperate time. Russell was hiking through a canyon alone when he fell asleep and fell between deep split in a canyon and had his arm get trapped by a dislodged boulder. After 5 days, in the moment that he was starting to save his urine because he finished his water, Russell decided to cut part his arm off with a dull knife and managed to get out and seek help. SubhanAllah, that incident like inspired a lot of people. This is the place that he was lost in. And this is, SubhanAllah, the things that he was fell down. And here is him when he was imitating or acting after the accident. And this is when his arm was blocked. And this is, he was videotape himself every time for about 2 minutes before the charger is off. giving messages to his family and how much he missed them, and he speaks how many days. And you can see that he was very exhausted. Imagine, for 5 days, no food, no drink, and he was standing up the whole time. The key point of this video that I like my students to pay attention to, his mom, she didn't feel peace. She missed her son, and unfortunately, this son didn't call or give any notice or anyone to be with him. No one knows where is him. But she knew that there is no one can get her son back from the unknown condition except Allah. And it is known that anytime that non-believers, when they seek help and they say God, they don't mean Jesus, peace be upon him, they meant Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is evident in the Quran too. This lady, she was spending the night in her room, asking Allah's help and guidance to her son. And subhanAllah, she was saying, oh Allah, please, oh Allah, please, oh God, please, oh God, please, help him. We are going to come back to him. He got the power, this man, and he made this, which is unbelievable. He said, either I will lose my life or I will lose my hand. Then he decided to cut his arm off. He doesn't have any equipment except his dull knife. Here is the trace of his blood. And here is with one arm, after he was walking a long distance, and he managed himself with great strength to go down. And he went down, and this is his truck, and this sheriff just paid attention to him, and later on, at the end of the story, he got rescued, and he got to the hospital, and he was an inspiring man, giving lectures here and there, and this is his artificial arm. And during the crisis, during that moment when he was always gonna lose a hope, came to his mind that there is a baby is circling around him and he's calling him daddy. Yes, later on, he married and he got a son. The most important point about that, what the kids may learn about it, surely with the skills of life and managing life, that you never go out by yourself, you always take care of yourself, you do not, you put your mom and dad always in the picture. So, but they learn something else. The mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never stop on believers. The mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always include everyone. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped this young man, he didn't help him because he's gonna turn Muslim, because until this moment, he didn't turn Muslim. But because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very patient with his servants, and he's merciful, doesn't include from anyone. So this, subhanAllah, was a big lesson for the students to understand what does it mean Allah is a Rahman. Do we need that long to explain to the kids how far Allah's mercy? Yes, because when they say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim every time they recite the Quran, they need to understand how far is it. How? By showing them some examples from life. And that lesson, I remember, that took from me about 3 days, and I don't mind it, since that it's problem faith in their heart. This is my main goal. Now, when I'm going to teach, for example, surahs from the Quran, and I need them to ponder it and think about it, is making it live actions. For example, when we were in Surah Al-Nazi'at, and Surah Al-Nazi'at, it is very beautiful surah that it has many subjects. One of the subjects is talking about the jobs of the angels. So here, وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا, with combining from the hadith of Rasulullah when he does describing how the angels are taking the soul of the unbelievers. So it is good idea that the students, they feel it. How do they feel it? We bring them something. It is like wool, and we give them like harsh comb, and we do it this way. SubhanAllah, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ mentioned that the angel, when they take off the soul of the unbelievers, it is like a comb with the wool. So they need to test it, they need to touch it, they need to feel it. So this is why they have great impact to the Quran in their heart. One nashitat nashta also, you can bring to the class that when Muhammad ﷺ said about when the angels are taking the soul of the believers, it is like to make it simplified for the people, it is like someone is pouring water on a cup. Let them do it in the class, let them feel it. How far, what is the difference between the both types of taking the soul? So anytime when they drink water, they will remember that this is my soul, inshallah, when it is taken, it's gonna be soft and it will be a great moment. فالمدبرات أمرا, we just created a game. SubhanAllah, the jobs of the angels is not something that human can have the ability to do it. So we did just funny game about Israfil alayhi salam, when he just was created billions of years ago. He had the trump in his mouth and shakhisan basarahu ila sama. He's looking to the skies, waiting for Allah's order. So he is opening his eyes and opening his mouth for how many years? So just to feel the kids with the game, how far is the power of the angel? I asked him, open your mouth and open your eyes and look to the skies. And we'll see who is the longest one who can do it. And they couldn't handle it more than 10 minutes with the blink in their eyes. So it is just a small trick just to feel how far is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for Al-Mudabbirati Amra, there is a lot of videos in YouTube about people who were saved from death in a few seconds. And I believe these are from Al-Mu'aqibati that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created for humankind. Angels in front, angels in the back to save them from any harm. فإنما هي زجرة واحدة فإذا هم بالساهرة. So it talks about we return back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there is another verse says that we will be like grasshoppers. And here is a video, but I don't believe that there is a lot of time, but inshallah the resource, you have it in my slides and it will be shared with you. So they can see that how subhanallah, we will be in the day of judgment. How we'll be raised from the ground, because this is the description for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how we'll be going all together in groups to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fi yawm al-hisab. So they need to see these materials, to feel with the Quran. Okay, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Luqman, Inna ankara al-aswati la sawtul hamir. They need to understand, and unfortunately, there is a lot of students, they never leave their country. They don't know exactly how is it. So they need to have it in their mind. Alhamdulillah, our media or our internet, our ability to visit the whole world while we are staying in our spot. So make them visit the world while they are in their spot. So here, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mention about the donkeys that they have the worst? So give them the video and let them listen to it. Hadaiq wa a'nab, it was a mind-blowing. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this was a question for level 3 elementary for Quran. Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, among all the fruits that he just mentioned, wa a'naba, he just mentioned wa a'naba because if you go to the Wikipedia, you will find that there are about 10,000 types of al-anaba. They need to know that. You need to go deeply with the Quran and test the fruits and the miracles of. And how you apply the test. So when it is the time you want to talk about the Jannah and you want to talk about this verse, bring different types of grapes to the class and let them test it. So believe me, anytime after that situation, when they test the grapes, they will remember this is the grapes. It will be very close to the grapes of the Jannah, inshallah, Allahumma ameen. For the little ones, instead of, come on students, today we are going to have Surah An-Nas, this is a new surah, flip the table. How? Tell them that, what about if you were in a supermarket and you felt there is a stranger is looking at you, and you were trying to find your mom and dad and you couldn't find them in that moment. What are you going to do? Surely with their life skills, you need to tell them to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask his protection. What is the best surah for that matter? Surah An-Nas. So this is how you flip the situation and you make them feel that Quran is not just 10 good deeds for every single letter. Quran is a safety. Quran is a comfort. Quran is my home. Quran is my happiness and my life. and you can show them regarding to their age. So you can try to find the video that is proper to their age. When we talk about Surah Al-Ikhlas, we didn't say just, come on, Surah Al-Ikhlas, you read it, alhamdulillah, you did fix the tajweed. No, we started to have a habit every time we come to the class until we finish Surah Al-Ikhlas completely. We read it 10 times. And what else? The Prophet Muhammad said about reading Surah Al-Ikhlas 10 times. It's like you are building your house in Jannah. So there is someone is making the counting until we reach the 10, and we are really happy. And after we finish the 10, we will say to each other, what do you like to name your house in Jannah? And some of them, they asked me what? I said, we are going to name it Noor Islamic School Level 3 Qur'an. And they were so happy. And we promise when Allahumma ameen, we meet there and we remind ourselves about our class in the school. Students' work. I tried to make a lot of materials, but unfortunately didn't work. But this is one of them. It was reflection from Min Sharri Ma Khalaq. She said, for example, if there is a dinosaur, is it evil? No, it is not evil, because it is people. Does not mean that he is evil. It is just he is hungry. We were making distinguish between min sharri ma khalaq. For example, the fire. Fire, something that we need, but somehow sometimes we misuse it. So we need to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from any damage that happens, even from something that we need. There is another sheet. I'm sorry, this was the only way that my computer will work in that. If it didn't work, then I will jump to the next page. Okay, it's not working. Okay. Okay, there is one of the students. He said, the Quran has wave reflects on mind and hearts. The Quran is one of the most powerful things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us. It makes you happy and feel better, like you and your Lord are talking together. Like he is talking with his Lord when you are reading the Quran. If someone says, I hate the Quran, I will not forgive him. The Quran is so beautiful. It helps me when I'm angry. It makes me happy. This is a fifth grade students. And here is what I'm afraid I will open it. It will be freezing. Here is one of the students. When I ask her, who is your friend? Who is your companion? We learned that Quran is our companion, and she was looking to find a verse that attach her heart. We go to legacy.quran.com. When she go there, you just click the subject that you like, for example, zakah, hajj, love for sake of Allah, or anything. You will have the list of the verses. She choose one and she bought it. Okay. Here is also about the good voice in the Quran. Most of the kids, when they are reading Quran, they are reading it like a newsletter. They don't feel it. Subhanallah, but it is authentic from the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ hadith that they need to tone their voice and make it very beautiful, to add beautiful with the beauty of the Quran subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so in our class, but that doesn't work with middle schoolers, it works with elementary. It will work with the elementary because they don't have the embarrassing situation, but subhanallah, I believe I can get it from here. Here is. I think you can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can. And Sister Wisal, just to remind you, just a few minutes left.
Okay. Here is a beautiful research from one of the students in middle schoolers when she was thinking about why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say in Surah Najm, ما كذب الفؤاد ما رأى. الفؤاد, the heart. Does the heart lie? Does the heart see? And yes, when she was searching from many good resources, she found that the heart can lie, the heart can see. And it has cells like the human, like the brain. And there is one of the students in 6th grade, when we have the mustard seed that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Luqman, and she has very beautiful presentation. And she spoke about what is mustard seeds in other religion. And she get another verse that speaks about the mustard seed. She compared the length, the size of the mustard seed regarding to other. And she has a great, and subhanallah, this class, subhanallah, they like when they give small lectures or small reminders. They don't bring cartoons, they bring from great scholars. And this is the main goal that she got. Surah Luqman talks about your walk that's supposed to be humble, not arrogant. The most important resources is that I was dealing with in how to be understanding how to ponder the Quran is Sheikh or Ustadh Adel Sulaiman. He is amazing. He has bridges, foundation. I recommend everyone who is teaching Islamic studies to take a turn from there because he's taking care of the main subject that our youth are facing and they need to know. And he has great courses of how to ponder the Quran in Arabic and English. Also from my Arabic resources, I use Hazm Shoman and I use Sheikh Saad Al-Atiq for more information about the surah. It is not tafsir, it is how you ponder the thinking and the fruits of the surah. Here are the books that we are using in the school. These books have good tafsir and they have the vocabulary meanings and they have tajweed code and that's great. But this is not the main thing that we depend on. And this is some resources. جزاكم الله خيرا لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Sister Wisal. Sorry to rush you. I know you have a lot to share. Inshallah, we'll be sending the slides. The presenters have generously offered to share them with all the participants. And we will get that link of the slides out to you, inshallah, in a couple of days. Brother Adel, please go ahead.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خير رسل الله أجمعين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه والتابعين. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم آمين. I know a teacher who was like, the first time when he came here to America, he entered the class and he said, he was one of the students who was making noise in the class, and the teacher was like, not mad, but he's raising his voice. And then another student, she was a girl, and she said, you can't do this to him. Why you are yelling at him? So he said, because she did something wrong. He did something wrong and I need to correct him. And then the girl, this little girl, she was like second grader. She was defending her friend or classmate. And then the teacher, he was like, what should I do? What should I do with this little girl? You know, he just came from Arab country and then it's like completely different culture. Now he's like facing this little mind. So this teacher, you know, by Allah's help, subhanahu wa ta'ala, so he said, okay, what do you think I should do? If you are in my shoes, if you are in my situation, what should you do? If you give him like many warning and he didn't listen and he did this and this, and then suddenly she gave him like even not punishment, like consequences more difficult than the teacher gave. She said, you know what? You can send him to the principal. You can do this. And this teacher was me. The first time when I came to America here, I was teaching in Riverside. And then the girl said, oh, it's not fair for Arab background or culture. When you say to someone, it's not fair, means you are zalim, you are unjust, you are not fair. So when I heard that, like my brain like, and my face turns red. What? I'm not fair? So, and this was the first day of the of the school, at the school. So I told her, Fatima, what do you think I should do if you are in my shoes? I gave him many warnings. See, Sulaiman, he doesn't listen. And then she started to come down and start to be in my side. From the first day, this, make me think about the approach, make me think about the culture, the differences, make me think about, I'm not here to tell you what I know. I'm not here to tell you what I know or what I have. It's about how to tell you, how to make you understand, how to bridge, how to make myself as a bridge to deliver this information or this concept to you in a way this little mind in different culture will accept it, will apply it, and will, get the benefit of it. This start to be with me in all classes when I go to other school or Sunday school. And also, I'm gonna start sharing. I don't like to take a long time in the intro, but I'm gonna share with you now قصص النبيين as a story. When we teach like any book, any curriculum, mashallah, all of them, they have a lot of good, benefits, thoughts, whatever, آفاق العربية بين يديك, أصدقاء العربية, or any curriculum you may call. For me, I see it as a solid thing. Like, it's not flexible. It's like you are teaching math in the class. When I say 1 + 1 equal, the answer always is 2. Right? This is how I see the curriculum when we follow it. We have to add to this. We have to add different inputs. Like, we have to give the kids this kind of materials, and then align with it Islamic stories, funny stories, crazy stories, so kids can and find the connection between all of them. So the kids will be surrounded by the information from different sides. I'm gonna share with you. Bismillah. Here, yeah. One second, please. Yeah, this one. Let me make sure. Yeah. So how to to find an approach that can mix all this, like Arabic, Quran, and the Islamic studies, For me, and I'm sure some of us, you see it like this. It's not like something solid. There's no solid colors or clear colors, differences between Arabic, Quran, and Islamic studies. There's range of color between them. How we can bridge between Arabic, Quran, Islamic studies, and take all of this with the whole school, the academic subjects, and then reflect this on life. I'm going to talk about this using قصص النبيين. And before that, I'm really very honored to be one of IOK, Institute of Knowledge. I found their all support when I go there. Like when I told them I need to try this, I need to use this in the school. And alhamdulillah, they all like scholars, like educators. So they give me this chance, this opportunity to try what I think it will benefit the kids. And also all colleagues there. The second thing is I want to thank CISNA organization. I'm really very proud of the work they are doing. And I'm sorry I was like late to hear about them because this is I'm busy with other things. But alhamdulillah, one friend shared me the group link, and this is how I see the good work they are doing. When I go to their site and they see like the names there, mashallah, and the knowledge they have. So here, this is the first slide. As Arabic teacher, this is here when you see this, if the student is bored, not processing or frustrated, we, the teachers, I'm talking here about Arabic teacher, we have to try different approaches. If you have I learn Arabic this way, and this is the approach I receive it. So I try to deliver it to the students the same way. It's like you are trying to put like a cube in a circle. It doesn't work. You have to change your way, your approach. Because if you insist, you have to think out of the box first. And if you didn't do this, the results will be like you are giving the kids something which is hard to walk. These kids, he doesn't need these shoes, these big shoes. Find the one that fits him, so he can give you best results or the maximum results you dreamed of. Or it will be a complete failure if you insist. You're gonna see like students attending Islamic schools and after X years, when you compare this student with public school students or a student in another school that they are learning, let's say Spanish or French, and you see the difference in levels. So it doesn't mean our students are not smart or we are not an expert. It just need to change the approach or think about blend it with another thing. As Arabic, Quran, and Islamic Studies teachers, here we have, and sorry for this like kids picture, but this is what I found. So here when you have like Quran teacher, Arabic teacher, Islamic Studies teachers, if we don't find this, cooperation level between us, it's like everyone is doing amazing job in his class, but what is the connection between the work Quran teacher is doing, like mashallah, Ustadh Wisal, she mentioned like very interesting and good presentation. So if she's genius in her class and I'm genius in my class and the Islamic teacher is this, but we don't find the connection between the three of us, everyone is working in different way, it doesn't get the results we wish or we hope. So here, if we find it, it's gonna be easy for everyone. What Ustadh Wisal is doing in her class, I can build on this, use it different way, and the Islamic Studies teacher can use it the same way. And as a school here, when I do teacher know what their students are learning in other academic subjects and how to link, connect, and relate this to Quran, Arabic, Islamic Studies, concepts. When the students in 6th grade, in 5th grade, and 4th grade, in any grade are learning something, I know we all busy with the curriculum, with the lesson plans, grading, and all of this stuff that takes a lot of time, especially for Quran, Arabic, and Islamic Studies. They try to create their own materials because they have to modify it or to create from nothing. So it takes a lot of time. But also, if you find amongst all this, things, if you find a time to cooperate with your academic, with a homeroom teacher, see what they are teaching there. I remember I told Sheikh Imran, the IOA principal of the school, and I told him, can I take copy of Islamic Studies box? Because I need to see what my kids are learning in 2nd grade and see how I can, add to this, or the topics, if they're talking about Arkan al-Islam, Buny al-Islam ala khams, if they are learning there in English, how I can tell them the same concept in Arabic. So it's not too much information for the kids, all serving in the same, for the same topic. And of course, there's another, many things we can do, like get everyone on the same page, set expectation, and be realistic. Don't say here, this year we're gonna do this and this. No, see what is realistic and set the time for that. This year I'm gonna do, out of these 10 objectives, I'm gonna do 2. Inshallah, next year I'm gonna add to it. And the other things, I'm sure you are familiar with it, flexible to update, modifying what you have, what you know. Our mind, our brain need to be upgraded like computers. And of course, the last one, hold effective team meetings. And hopefully, Brother Abdurrahman, the principal of my school, is not hearing me, because he will add more meetings. I always was complaining, Brother Abdurrahman, it's too much, but he is really everything they did there, any meeting, even the last day of the school, they gave us like professional meeting about what is clarity when you set a homework for students. You think you as a teacher, you think it's clear for you. It's clear for you. Oh, do this homework or assignment. But it's for parents, for your students, it's really something, they don't know what is this. It's like when you are telling someone about clarity, and then when you tell someone, you know what, here is my phone. If you see a raccoon here, take a picture of it and send it to me. In Arab countries, we don't have this creature. We don't have this animal. So when you say take a picture of a raccoon, you didn't tell him how this raccoon looks like. Is he dangerous? What should I do? All of these things. You are telling easy statement. Do this assignment, like record yourself saying it, or answer this, true or false. But you didn't give him examples of other student work. Oh, you know, it's like this. Or you show him how to do it, right? So this is getting feedback from parents, from your students. And for me, I advise all teachers, as well myself, listen a lot to your students. It's sometimes we listen to ourselves as teacher more than our students. Listen and see what is the struggle they are facing. For me, I like a few months ago, and it's hard time, but inshallah I will continue. I started to buy like Urdu books to learn Urdu in this age, to see what is the difficulties students are facing when they are learning a second language or a foreign language. When I say read it or read this whole sentence, and some are like having time pronouncing it. When I see it in myself, when I see whole sentence in Urdu and I try to read it, right? So I try to have this challenge to feel the same feeling as a student, to find an answer. And it was very, very nice when I entered the class one day and I told the students, kya hal hai, or आपका नाम क्या है? मेरा नाम आदिल है. So when I asked like كيف حالك, my name is Adel in Urdu, they was like the whole class, and everyone started to tell me how to say in his own language, what is in Urdu, whatever they have, like another language, or Spanish, or even dialect sometimes. So to make like all the students feel their own culture, their own language are appreciated. So getting feedback is very, very important, especially from parents and students. Okay, let's go to the work now. How my students and I use the Arabic text, whatever you are using, story or lesson or anything. Remember, I'm not teaching. You are, as a teacher, you are not teaching the units in this book. I have here 16 units. My job is not to teach all the units. My job is to teach the concepts and make sure that student absorb it, acquire it. So here, what I do in the class for this specific for this project, and with the other things we add to this. So listening, the student listen to the scene. The scene, it's just almost 1 page, 1.5 page. Listen to it, recorded by the teacher. And this another thing, when the student hear your voice in the class and you record something for him, and when you ask him, listen to this at home, it will reinforce his understanding somehow, because it's the same voice. It's still familiar for him or for her, right? The speed of your voice. You know how your students receive the information. Oh, I need to slow down. I need to do this. Reading aloud in the class, when we read aloud, and I use a lot as a teacher, I use formative assessment, especially on distant learning. After a student read one phrase or one sentence, I ask, when I say, كان في قرية رجل, when he read this statement, and we're going to go to this inshallah, I said, من كان في قرية ولد كلب. So they start saying, no, لا رجل. ما معنى رجل? Until I know everyone, make sure that everyone knows what is rajul mean. And then we move to the other one. Each sentence, you build on it. So make sure you have formative assessment immediately during reading. Macro and micro, or micro, when you start with the whole sentence, start with the theme. The theme of this scene is talking about, let's say, Allah's oneness. What phrase is there, what sentences, and then you go to down to the smaller one phrase or little chunk, and then to the individual word. And then you can reverse it depending on you and how you see your students. You can start with either ways. Start from the word and go to the sentence, then to the theme, or start the opposite. Number 4, when it comes to recording, I give one assignment to my students, let's say one scene, and I say, listen to this enough time. At least I give them like 3 days. I give them the homework on Monday, and I say, listen, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like 4 days, and send your recording by Saturday. And you must listen to my voice every day. Try to copy me. Whatever I said, do it. And then making connections. How to make connections. In Islam or Islamic Studies or Qur'an, how I connect the scenes, the vocabulary, and the concepts to Qur'an and the Hadith. We're going to have, inshallah, example in scene number 1 about this. Also, when we have, I'm sorry. Okay. When we have the second one, how to link, how to reuse the vocabulary in the scene you are teaching the students to Arabic, but in different context or situation. If you are using the word ya'budu, right? You use it in Prophet Ibrahim's story, how you use this word in different situation, like in modern life, like daily life activities, how you use it. And then how to link it to life in general. When we have in the first scene, we're going to see the word asnam. What is asnam? And when I show a picture to the kids and I ask them, what is asnam? And what is the difference between asnam and tamathil, statue and idol? What is the difference? What is the connection between them? And then also the difference between yasjudu and ya'budu. Here the objective. Here is the objective for lesson 1. Identify the main characters of the scene. Number 2, determine if the story fiction or non-fiction. Number 3, of course, use the text or context to identify any unknown word. If you have a word you don't know the meaning, you can still guess what is the meaning, how to train your kids to get it or to use this technique. And then what is the difference between usage between هذا and هذه, and the differences between صنم, تمثال, and يسجد and يعبد. Regarding the second one, of the first one, I already wake up, no worry. So the first one, determine the characters of the scene, so they can guess it, who is talking, who are the main character. And the second one, determine if the story fiction or non-fiction. Like I was asking third grade students in Sunday school, I was teaching online, and they said Prophet Ibrahim's story, and I was telling them what's happening, and we read in Arabic, and they said, is this story fiction or non-fiction? حقيقية أم خيالية? And the student said, it's real, it's non-fiction. I said, how do you know? How do you know? This story happened like thousands of years ago. How do you know this is حقيقية? And wallahi, she shocked me by the answer, or with the answer. She said, oh, because isn't it mentioned in Quran? So it's real. So kids now, they understand anything in Quran, it's authentic, it's real, it's right, correct. Here, al-mashhad al-awwal, and I tell the student al-mashhad means scene, al-awwal first, so the first scene, ba'i'ul asnam, and then we start with the word ba'i'. What do you know ba'i'? Ba'i'ul aqlam, ba'i'ul asnam, ba'i'ul a'lam, and give them many different phrases about ba'i', and then show them the picture of it. When I say ba'i', what do you see in this picture? So they start telling, oh, someone say fruits, and someone say, oh, this is seller. Yes, ba'i' means the seller of al-asnam. Ba'i'ul asnam, the seller of the idols. And then the second, قبل أيام كثيرة جدا. And I ask, what is قبل? So I start to write it big, and I give them this picture, like for this woman, and 1955, this is her picture. So, oh, قبل, before. right? قبل أيام كثيرة. And then also when I link this to like modern Arabic usage, when I say قبل, when I say أغسل أسناني قبل النوم, أغسل أسناني قبل النوم. So we are using قبل in the story as and use it in different way. Link it to Arabic, whatever curriculum you are teaching beside قص النبيين or the story, try to link it. Find the link to give them many examples about قبل. قبل أستيقظ قبل الفجر لأتوضأ. You can add many sentences as you like. Here قبل, the second one أيام. And when we come to أيام, I ask them, do anyone of you here know أيام, this word in Quran? And because I was teaching this to 4th grade, inshallah this year I'm going to teach this story to 2nd grade. It's going to be a challenge, but inshallah it will work. So when I asking them about أيام, what does أيام mean? Is there any أيام word in Quran? And one of the students, mashallah, because memorized like 3 juz or 4 juz, and he said the ayah from Surah Al-Haqqah, سخرها عليهم 7 ليال وثمانية أيام حسوما. أيام means days. And then I start from this to tell, oh, do you know any name, the days of the week names in Arabic? And they start with the famous one, which is, I say, يوم الجمعة. What is الجمعة? Everyone knows الجمعة. And then you start to talk about السبت, الأحد, الاثنين, the whole days of the week. And then I give them this concept, يوم in Quran. What is the usage of يوم in Quran? We use it as we are using it 24 hours. يوم, the duration is 24 hours. Or it means something different. It means judgment day, the day of judgment. When I say we have it in Surah Al-Fatiha, Maliki يوم الدين, يوم. So this يوم here is not 24 hours, no. Or يوم الدين here is not usual يوم, no. It's different. And I start to tell them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are limited. We are with this like time. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can't judge Him or measure Him by time or space, no. So يوم الدين, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can make this day 1,000 years, as Allah said in Quran, في يوم كان مقداره, 50,000 years. في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة. This day will equal of your days 50,000 years. Or when I say ألف سنة مما تعدون, 1,000 years of what you count. So it's like how to bridge between يوم, the word you use in this scene, and to Arabic and Islamic Studies and the Quran. Then كثيرة, the word كثيرة, we have كثيرة. When I showed them نقود كثيرة, كتب كثيرة, so they understand كثيرة means many or a lot. The other one جدا, and this is why I say use the text or the context to know the meaning of unknown word. Like جدا, when I say آدم طويل, Adam is tall, آدم طويل جدا. فاطمة جميلة, فاطمة جميلة جدا ما شاء الله. So they stand to understand, oh, جدا. And then I show them picture about it. Like here, في الصندوق كلاب كثيرة جدا. There's so many dogs in this box, right? So they understand جدا means give like this meaning, a lot or many. And then we have the word قرية. I tell them قرية, what does it mean? Like village or a small town. And every scene I ask them, do you know this word in Quran? What ayah? Can you tell me? And subhanAllah, every time I ask them, I found like at least 2 or 3 students raising their hands and, saying the ayah from the Quran. Or I can link to hadith. So we have here قرية and al-قرية. Then we have هذا الرجل, هذا البيت, the usage of هذا and هذه. In English, we have one word, THIS, this, to refer to whatever, masculine or feminine. How I tell them this information, I don't start with the theory or with the rule or telling them the grammatical rule or the rule itself. No, I let them guess it. So I say هذا بيت. ولد هذا ولد. رجل هذا رجل. جمل هذا جمل. So they understand now. When I say ولد, I use هذا with human, whatever, boy, man, or with any noun has no ta marbuta. And I start with this. I don't like to say with no feminine signs at the beginning. No, I just tell them one thing, with no ta marbuta. Jamal has no ta marbuta, so I say هذا. Bayt has no ta marbuta at the end, so I say هذا. And then we go to هذه. When I say هذه القرية, هذه الأصنام, هذه القرية and هذه الأصنام. When I say هذه امرأة, هذه امرأة. هذه بنت. This is a woman, this is a girl. هذه تفاحة. هذه بقرة. هذه أصنام. هذه أصنام. And I have here more than two, so they understand this is plural. And then هذه فاكهة. And we stay in this scene to discuss or give it more time. I tell them, okay, we use هذه when? With girl or woman, right? Or with any noun has ta marbuta. تفاحة, بقرة. And then أصنام has no ta marbuta. Why you say هذه? Because any non-human plural, we give it, when we refer to it, we say هذه. I say, and I give them different examples like هذه أقلام. هذه كتب. And if فاكهة, the same thing, non-human plural. And then we go to the other one, أصنام. Here we go how to link this to life, because you don't like to leave the kids or the student with his imagination when you tell them the story or what happened in Ibrahim's story, alayhi salam, and try to make them, make connection or wrong connection. So you tell them, what is sanam and what is timthal? I ask them, what is this one? Oh, they said, oh, this is statue. And this one, statue too. What is the difference? No. If people start worshiping timthal, it's gonna be idol. It's gonna be sanam. Timthal, okay. If you have timthal, we have Abu al-Hawl fi Misr, Sphinx. We have in each country, they have their own tamathil, something. But to have it as asnam, to start worshiping it, this is haram. And this is here what they see in this picture. So timthal and asnam, how to link it to life, to what kids see in their life. Yasjuduna and yasjudu, or yasjudu and ya'budu. What is the difference between yasjud and ya'bud? When I say yasjud is when you put your forehead and with your nose on the floor, which means prostrate. And ya'bud means worship. Okay, what's the difference? My question is still there, still remain. What is the difference between yasjudu and ya'budu? So now I give them this picture. I say yasjudu, and then we go to ya'budu. This girl is making dua. The teacher or the mom is teaching, the students are learning Qur'an. This is also ya'budu. When we do hajj in Mecca and we add a hadith or ayat, you can add it, and I add it in the class. And also we say, when you give a charity, zakah, or when you have like Sawm Ramadan, fasting the months of Ramadan. So here they understand, oh, yes, judu is just one thing, one good deed. But ya'budu is a bigger circle. So ya'budu, here when I say, وَكَانَ آزَرُ يَسْجُدُ, Azar was making sujood to the idols. But does it mean he do the other things the right way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? No. Ya'budu, his sacrifice, his dua, his donation, everything he's making it for the idols, not for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So kids now they understand what the difference between ya'budu as one good deed and yasjudu as one good deed, and ya'budu is a big circle, right? And then we can add many ahadith and ayat. When I say قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ, it doesn't mean I don't worship what you worship, it means I don't make sujood to them. No, It's any kind of ibadah, whatever donation, sacrificing, asking them for help. This is all of it. This is ibadah. So the kids at this little age, they understand what is ibadah, what al-mushrikeen, what disbeliever were doing at this time. And then here, this is some, it's time now, Sophia?
We're getting close to the end, and I just want to make sure.
And yeah, I'm okay now, inshallah. So here, this is some like samples of some students recording, and this is the first scene. Wallah, it was amazing. After we reached to the end of the story, 16 scenes, their pronunciation, their understanding, even when we start to like Prophet Yusuf's story. So let me click here.
Assalamu alaikum. أنا اسمي زينب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. من كسر الأصنام. المشهد الأول. بائع الأصنام. قبل أيام كثيرة جدا.
And this is one student. Another one. I have in this
المشهد الأول.
24 students.
بائع الأصنام. قبل أيام كثيرة.
And the funny thing is, this is my intro I use with all the
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته مستمعي الكرام. معكم عادل عبد الرازق من موقع صف اللغة العربية. تستمعون الآن إلى قصة نبي الله إبراهيم عليه السلام من سلسلة قصص النبيين. أهلا بكم. أهلا بكم.
So his level wasn't like A+, no, he's just like intermediate or medium. So when he was recording, he was trying to copy me, the intro I did. So this is how it comes.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مستمعينا الكرام، معكم إبراهيم محي الدين في صف اللغة العربية. تستمعون إلى قصة النبي الله إبراهيم عليه السلام من سلسلة قصص النبي. أهلا بكم. أهلا بكم.
Even here repeat the same thing. أهلا بكم. أهلا بكم. And then we have after that.
المشهد الأول.
No. Yeah. This is here. Active classroom learning. This is how, when I give the kids, this is when we're doing coloring, extracting the information, and I group kids by. So I try to mix them, like mix the levels so they can learn from each other. And I told the one who would like advance in secret, like, try to help him, try to give him, let him write, let him do this. So this is how we do in our class. And this was like word search or kalimat mutaqati'a. And all they were like looking for it. Here they are looking for the Arabic and the English, how to write it. Here, how we divide them. Yeah. Okay. And this is here when we come to this project, I told them, we need to make all the whole project on the big wall, or from the ceiling to the floor. And we did this man kasar al-asnam. I wrote here the objectives so anyone can see what is it. And then, this outline black and white picture, they can color it. And for the prophets, of course, we didn't show the face, or just like white area. And then, as you see here, Ibrahim, or this one, Al-Quds, Azar, and Nas, they put under each one the information. And my main concern here was about, the comprehension. So I don't focus a lot on, the correct like grammar or something. No, just the ability to extract the information. And alhamdulillah, they did like 80%, was amazing. And here, what you see above there, this title, like Al-Asnam, you see this barcode. And this is what I did also, or what we did. So I put, after I get the student, recording, I go to this site or any site, like free site, to make like barcode. So when parents come to open house, they can scan, my son, Muhammad. So Muhammad, his mom or his dad, can scan with the phone and can direct it to Muhammad's voice. So all the students, everyone, I didn't exclude anyone. Whatever you can read, you can't, everyone, their name there, and they liked it a lot. And here this is how the project will from the ceiling to the, it takes time. It takes like, the frame time for this story was like 3 months. And I was planning to do like, make the kids talk in public, like with the Sheikh Nu'man, respected, our respected, principal or founder about, to ask them in Arabic. Sheikh Nu'man, mashallah, he knows Arabic, he knows some dialects. So I want them, Sheikh Nu'man, Sheikh Amran, Brother Abdurrahman, to ask them in Arabic and to see how kids can answer. And then we have here, even in Sunday school, I teach in Sunday school, this is in Moreno Valley. So this is one scene. It's gonna take like a few seconds. So they hear my voice on the
ماذا نفعل؟ إن إبراهيم كسر الأصنام.
من إبراهيم؟ Then I start asking them. من إبراهيم؟
إبراهيم ابن
آزر. إبراهيم ولد رشيد. Oh, I'm sorry. You can hear me, right?
Yes, we can.
Oh, yeah.
Now we have questions for you asking about the resources you mentioned and the copy of your slides and so forth. You'll be able to make those available, yes?
Yes, inshallah, yes.
Okay.
And we are like just 2 or 3 scenes left, inshallah, or slides, and then that's it. And I'm gonna be sharing them, inshallah. رشيد جدا. إبراهيم
ولد رشيد.
من آزر؟ من آزر؟
يبيع الأصنام.
So when I said man Azar, someone said يبيع الأصنام, he's selling idols. Someone said he is Abu Ibrahim, Ibrahim's father. And one student said Ibrahim Majnoon, Ibrahim crazy. So here. Oh, the end. Azar, huh?
He prays to the idol.
يعبد الأصنام.
يسجد للأصنام.
هل الأصنام تسمع؟ لا. هل الأصنام تتكلم؟
لا.
هل الله يسمع؟ هل الله سبحانه وتعالى يتكلم؟ هل الأصنام حجارة؟
نعم.
And then, and this is here after this. This is the last slide is here. This is when I share, inshallah, this is all the scenes from scene number 1 to scene number 16. You can just click on the link. And if you click on this one, it takes you to SoundCloud. I put the whole story there. And then if you have any question, this is my Gmail, this is my Facebook, and Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shukran lakum jami'an, and sorry for taking so long. Jazakumullahu khairan.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair. We appreciate you sharing your time and resources with us and your email address as well. There was a question from someone asking about the program that you use that had so many pictures, and they wanted to know, how long it takes to prepare if you did it yourself. I'm not sure which program. This is Sister Nagla. If you'd like to ask the question yourself, I'm gonna say allow participants to unmute themselves. So if anyone has a question that they would like to ask, I do have a couple of comments that were made for Sister Wisal when you were discussing Al-Naziyat, and someone said that they want to focus more on talking about Allah's mercy and about Jannah, and they mentioned using perhaps Surah Al-Rahman, and for the little kids especially, trying to connect them with surahs, with some positive meaning and make them really feel that Allah's mercy and so forth. So those were some of the comments. And then the other question was about the program that had all the pictures, and I believe that was for Brother Adel. So I'm going to ask the participants if you would like to ask a question yourself, please go ahead and you should be able to unmute yourself.
Yes, I meant the pictures. The pictures.
For me, this question for me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Here I use PowerPoint, and the easy way to do it is just the picture you want. Let's say you are looking for a running boy. When you write this in Google and then you see it, you just right click on this picture and take it and paste it in any PowerPoint slide. And there you can have background removal. I have video about 10 minutes how to do this. I can share it also with the resources, inshallah.
Thank you.
Jazakumullah.
Anyone else have a question, or Brother Ziad, do you want to close out?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This is Sister Wafa from Al Medina School. So I want to ask Brother Adel about the curriculum. So did you build your curriculum based on Anbiya story always?
Oh, here we use the curriculum. We use this book, أصدقاء العربية. أصدقاء العربية. So this book has like 16 lessons. So what we do, we divide the lesson like 8 lessons this year in 10 months. So you have like enough room. Then I can add to it like Islamic stories or Juha stories or whatever stories. So it's not, this is not the only curriculum. This is in addition.
Yes.
But inshallah, working on like curriculum based on story qasas, just as a full curriculum, inshallah.
Yeah, mashallah, because it's like for me, I enjoy it. So for the kids, they will sure enjoy it, mashallah. Jazakumullah khairan for all of that, brother.
You are welcome. وإياك. جزاكم الله.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
This is a question for Brother Adel as well. I wanted to ask you, what do the students use to record their voices, and then do you listen to their recording?
Yeah, for me, to be honest with you, for the assignment, because someone said, what is the logic? Why you let them record themselves? Number one, I want to build this confidence that student can talk, speak. If someone shine the class, right? So they can record themselves. And also I use like, we use Google Classroom. So I make the assignment, scene number 1. And in the description, I said you have to, or you must do, or whatever. Number 1, listen to the scene and record it by this day. And when it comes to record it, they can use their phone, any app installed on your phone, and you can record it and then share it to Google Classroom directly, or share it to Google Drive. And from Google Drive, when you go to the Google Classroom, when they click share or add attachment, they can choose, they can refer them back to Google Classroom, and they can add it. Inshallah, we can add this also to the resources. We have like many resources online. We can add this, inshallah.
Sure, Jazakallah khairan.
I have a question. Have you tried Flipgrid when recording the student voices, because it would show their faces and their voices, and you can reply to them?
Yeah, I didn't try it. I heard about it. I was reading about it and watch video about it. But it's like the school privacy, like to show kids like they need to have it in Google Classroom under the school domain. So I use what is the room the school gave me. So everything in Google Classroom under the school domain. Even the Google Classroom, it's not under my name, it's under my email as a teacher at IOK, Institute of Knowledge. But it's a good idea, and yeah, Jazakumullah khair.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Sister Raja. I'm from Muslim Academy of Greater Orlando. And this is, mashallah, it's so great. And by just listening to you, I know that we are doing so much of it already. What my thing that I was doing is that I was taking all the Common Core workshops that we go to in the school, and I apply that to the Arabic and the English and Qur'an. But what we're missing and what we're lacking is resources. As you know, we all make our own things, from scratch as teaching our own subjects. But are there any other resources that you can actually share with us? And maybe is there another webinar that would be like more practical to show everyone how to do this and how to present it to the kids? Because kids nowadays are visual, and we do need visual resources. Jazakumullah khair.
Jazakumullah. Dr. Ziad?
Yeah, I want to say in WhatsApp group, we shared the document, the Google Drive document. If you can put your question or put what you need, inshallah, we are planning to do more webinars and more, consultation maybe. Just have those notes. Inshallah, we will go back to them and inshallah implement.
And for me, what I have and I can share, inshallah, I will share it. No worry, inshallah, about this. And I will message you in the group and also send a message to Sisna so they can share it with everyone, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair. Last question. Can we take last question if there is any?
Yes.
Yes, sister.
Yeah, this is Awaz Akray from Van Academy.
We cannot hear you, sister.
For Ustadh Adel, that Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
Yeah, this is Sister Awaz from Bayan Academy. We are using Qasas al-Nabiyyin for our Arabic curriculum. So I'm basically we're doing something very similar to what Brother Adel present. Like we have PowerPoints, and then all the lessons we have like kind of questioning and answering for the lessons. For example, the first lesson, Man huwa Azar Bayu al Asnam, and so forth. So I was thinking if we can share our efforts for the interest of the students. Like we have some stuff, you have some stuff, we can share and share information and share our resources as well.
Yeah, inshallah, I will share what I have, inshallah, with you. Inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan.
Jazakumullah khairan, everyone. Jazakumullah khair, Brother Adel and Sister Wisal. Before I end, I want to share with you this hadith. It was narrated from Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu that the Prophet ﷺ said, there are no days on which righteous deeds are more beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than these 10 days. Today is the first day of the Hijjah. Please do your good deeds as much as you can. Make du'as, and also we need your support. We put in our chat and we will share with you on WhatsApp. If you can donate to Cisna, that will be great, inshallah. Any number, even if it's little, that's fine, inshallah. That will help us to provide more, inshallah, webinars and more activities, and we will help you, inshallah, with others. Jazakumullahu khairan again. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر جزاكم الله خير السلام عليكم
وعليكم السلام.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It was really nice to see so many of you here, and especially so many familiar faces too. Jazakallah khair. I'll keep the chat box open for a little while. If anyone has any questions or wants to go through the chats and check on any of the messages they might have missed.